Alarielle's journey begins in a world long lost, the world that was. A realm of ancient forests, powerful empires, and mystical magic. Alarielle was known as the Everqueen, the ruler of Lorraine, the enchanted forest that served as the heart of the Wood Elves' domain. The land itself was alive with magic, and Alarielle was its living embodiment. She was more than a queen. She was the soul of the forest, the spirit of life, growth, and renewal. In the depths of Lorraine, Alarielle ruled alongside Orion, the king of the Wood Elves. They represented the duality of nature. Alarielle, the life-giver, nurturing the land and protecting the creatures within it. Orion, the wild hunt incarnate, embodying nature's wrath and untamed fury. Her magic was both gentle and formidable, drawing power from the very earth beneath her feet. The trees moved at her will, the spirits of the forest rose to her call, and nature itself bent to her desires. In novels like End Times, The Return of Nagash, Alarielle's gentle power was shown when she called upon the spirits of the forest to fight, transforming serene groves into deadly traps for intruders. However, the peace she fostered was not to last. Dark forces grew stronger, and the shadow of chaos loomed ever closer. The end times brought apocalyptic destruction, as the forces of chaos laid waste to the lands of the elves, spreading corruption and despair. Alarielle fought valiantly, but even her boundless magic was not enough to hold back the tide of darkness. In novels like The Curse of Cain, her sorrowful descent into despair is depicted as she witnessed the downfall of her kin and the burning of her beloved forest. The world she had nurtured for centuries was engulfed in chaos, and as the world that was fell, so too did Alarielle. But Alarielle's spirit did not perish. Even as the world died, she remained, a spark of life that refused to be extinguished. After the destruction of the world that was, a new universe emerged, the mortal realms. Alarielle's spirit was drawn to Giran, the realm of life, where she was reborn amidst its vast forests, blooming fields, and ancient groves. Giran was a world that pulsed with the essence of nature, and Alarielle became its guardian, the Everqueen of the mortal realms and the goddess of life. Sigmar, the god king, sought her out during the Age of Myth. He was building a pantheon of order, gathering powerful allies to bring stability to the realms. In the novels, Sigmar's encounter with Alarielle is depicted as a moment of mutual recognition. He saw in her the strength of life, a power that could heal the realms, while she saw in Sigmar a figure who could provide the order needed to protect nature's balance. Alarielle agreed to join Sigmar's alliance, becoming a central figure in the creation of civilizations and cities that were harmoniously intertwined with nature. Alarielle's presence brought prosperity to Giran. Under her guidance, fields flourished, forests thrived, and the Sylvaneth, her loyal children, spirits of the trees, grew strong. She was a queen who walked among her people, bringing life wherever she went. Yet in novels like the Realmgate Wars Warbeast, it becomes clear that Alarielle's relationship with Sigmar was never without tension. Sigmar's desire to impose order often clashed with Alarielle's belief in the delicate balance of nature, and though they were allies, she remained wary of his ambitions. The Age of Chaos shattered the fragile harmony of the Age of Myth. The forces of the Chaos gods descended upon the mortal realms like a storm, and it was Nurgle, the plague god, who cast his gaze upon Giran. Nurgle's corruption spread like a disease, turning Alarielle's once vibrant forests into festering swamps, and her blossoming meadows into fields of rot and decay. Encouraged by Sigmar, Alarielle had spread life far and wide, making Giran vulnerable to the plague's relentless advance. Her despair is vividly captured in novels such as Hallowed Nights, Plague Garden. As the forces of Nurgle invaded Giran, Alarielle watched helplessly as her land, her very soul was corrupted. In her grief and rage, she retreated deep into the most sacred groves of Ghyran, sealing herself away from the outside world. Her power waned, and she withdrew into the winter aspect, a manifestation of death and sorrow. Her magic, once the warmth of summer and the bloom of spring, became the cold chill of winter as she embodied nature's inevitable decay. The Sylvaneth, her loyal warriors, fought desperately to defend what remained of Ghyran's beauty. In novels like the Realmgate Wars, Wardens of the Everqueen, the Sylvaneth's fierce, defensive battles against the relentless corruption of Nurgle's Rotbringers are depicted in heartbreaking detail. They hid in secret glades, nurturing the last fragments of untainted land, while Alarielle remained dormant, a silent goddess grieving for the loss of her realm. Yet nature's cycle does not end with decay. It is merely a prelude to rebirth. The Age of Sigmar began with a thunderous storm, as Sigmar's storm-cast Eternals descended upon the mortal realms to reclaim them from the darkness. In Ghyran, their arrival marked the beginning of a new era. The Stormcasts, led by heroes like Lord Celestant Gardas Steel Soul, fought against Nurgle's corruption with unyielding determination. Their presence awakened a spark of hope in the land and in Alarielle herself. Slowly, the dormant goddess began to stir, her sorrow giving way to a renewed sense of purpose. In novels such as Hallowed Knight's Black Pyramid, Alarielle's rebirth is a moment of profound power and symbolism. She cast off the cold of winter and transformed into the war aspect, a manifestation of nature's vengeance and rebirth. No longer the distant grieving goddess, she emerged as a warrior queen, clad in living armor of bark and thorn, wielding the spear of Kurnoth, a weapon of immense power. The land responded to her return, and the Sylvaneth rose alongside her, their spirits infused with her determination to reclaim what had been lost. The Realmgate Wars were a time of fierce conflict, and Alarielle's forces played a crucial role. The Sylvaneth struck with the speed and ferocity of a forest fire, appearing suddenly from hidden groves to ambush Nurgle's forces. The novels, particularly the Realmgate Wars, Call of Archaon, highlight how Alarielle's armies turned the very forests into weapons, ancient trees uprooting themselves to crush invaders, thorns raining down like arrows, and vines strangling corrupted foes. Her relationship with Sigmar remained complicated. Though they fought side by side, she was not his servant. Alarielle's loyalty was to the land, to the cycle of life, and not to Sigmar's vision of order. In moments of tension depicted in novels like Hallowed Knight's Black Pyramid, Alarielle challenged Sigmar's relentless push for expansion, insisting that nature's balance must be respected, and that life could not simply be bent to fit. The necroquake, unleashed by Nagash in his bid for ultimate power, shook the mortal realms to their very core. The surge of death magic spread across the realms, tearing open the underworlds and sending the spirits of the dead into a frenzy. Ghyran, a realm of life, was particularly vulnerable. The balance between life and death was disrupted, and Alarielle's power was tested as never before. In the novel Soul Wars, Alarielle's struggle against the effects of the necroquake is brought to life. As the deathly energies swept across Ghyran, Alarielle called upon the deepest reserves of her power. The Sylvaneth fought against the tide of undead, their roots digging deep to anchor themselves against the storm of necromantic energy. Alarielle's magic was pushed to its limits as she sought to purify the land and maintain the fragile balance that kept Ghyran alive. The Soul Wars were not merely about fighting Nagash's armies, they were about defending the very spirit of life against the encroaching shadow of death. Alarielle's efforts to heal the damage left by the necroquake were not just a matter of survival, but of preserving hope itself. In the novels, her resilience and determination to protect the natural cycle is a central theme, as she stood against Nagash's ambitions with a resolve as unbreakable as the ancient oaks of her realm. Now, in the Age of Sigmar 4th edition, Alarielle stands as a goddess reborn, a figure who has faced betrayal, despair, and loss, yet continues to fight for the future of the mortal realms. Her role has evolved from that of a grieving mother to a warrior queen and a guardian of life. The novels depict her as a complex figure, one who understands the necessity of war but who longs for a time when the land can flourish in peace. Her magic, once a gentle touch, now carries the fury of a storm, and her presence is a force that none can ignore. Alarielle's influence can be felt in every part of Giran. The Sylvaneth, her loyal warriors, continue to guard the sacred groves, and her power breathes life into the land itself. In the aftermath of the Necroquake, she has become more vigilant, knowing that the forces of chaos, death, and destruction will never cease in their attempts to corrupt the natural world. Her relationship with Sigmar has softened, but it remains a careful balance of respect and caution. They are allies, but Alarielle's first loyalty is to the land, and she will never bow to any authority that seeks to control it. Her magic continues to shape the realms, creating places of sanctuary and beauty amidst the chaos. Her gardens bloom in the heart of battlefields, her forests grow in the shadow of ruined cities, and her spirit remains as a living testament to the resilience of nature. Alarielle's story is one of resilience, transformation, and the unbreakable spirit of life. She has faced darkness, despair, and corruption, yet she remains a beacon of hope and a reminder that even in the bleakest times, life can find a way. Her journey from the world that was to the current Age of Sigmar is a testament to the cycles of nature, the constant ebb and flow of life, death, and rebirth. For those new to the Age of Sigmar, Alarielle's story is a window into the soul of the mortal realms. She is not a goddess of conquest, but of protection. Her battles are not about domination, but about preserving what is precious. She fights not to rule, but to ensure that the natural world endures, no matter what darkness may come. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of Alarielle, the Everqueen. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the lore of the mortal realms, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. There are countless more stories of gods, heroes, and legends to discover, and I look forward to sharing them with you.